Welcome back to the Director's Garage. Well, it's a little somber Sunday here. I shot an episode earlier today, and then this was the second episode I was shooting for the day. And it was going to be another like lab coat sort of experiment episode where... And the main reason is I did this whole unboxing and everything in the episode, and you'll notice there's some brand new bling sporting back here at the back of the Director's Garage. And that is right up there. That is a Chord Hugo TT2 with that M Scaler that I bought a few weeks ago underneath it. So originally I had set up the entire lab experiment with the audio and the recording and playing back and everything. And a couple funny things happened. Like the first one was my recorder stopped recording. It dropped a frame, and it happens sometimes, and the recorder stopped recording and I didn't catch it until the unboxing was completely over. Now I do have the overhead camera here, which did capture some of it. I'll B-roll it now. You'll be seeing it. And it was fine. So then I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll shoot the experiment part, and then I'll go back and maybe I can get some cut-in shots of me holding the box up or something like that and sort of fudge it together and make it into a seamless thing. Not the way I prefer to do things, but, you know, when you're in a bind, sometimes you got to go back and fix it. But it turns out I did the experiment, and the sound of the experiment, when I went to play it back, it sounded just like it did when we did the Hugo 2 experiment. I mean, identical. Like, I couldn't have, you know, a little bit, very small, tiny bit better. Yeah. But not enough to really make an impact and make you go, whoa, that's really something. So I don't want to waste your time, that I'm wasting your time here, by going through that whole thing again to give you the same result. That seems kind of silly. And recreating and, you know, going back and fixing the unboxing part of the video, because you know my unboxings always go like shit. But, sorry. Ow. So I'm doing this video to tell you that the Chord Hugo TT2, it's a shorter video obviously today, the Chord Hugo TT2 is in-house. It does sound remarkable with the M Scaler, and I have almost no way of showing that to you. So I'm not going to bother with it, and I'm just here to tell you that my one of my expensive purchases from this month, we bought a lot of expensive gear this month. It's been, you know, pretty insane around here. You know, in the last couple of months, we've had the Meze Empyrean, the Chord Hugo TT. Now this was expensive. I didn't even get that great a deal on this. I knocked some off, but it wasn't. It was more the most expensive thing I probably put in here in years. So, but I don't mind that. And what I've decided to do for those of you who are following my gear and what I'm keeping here and what I'm losing, the Chord Hugo 2, the small little portable unit, this I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to sell this. And the reason is that I don't need it. And for a couple of reasons. The Hugo TT2 does what this does, only better, at twice the, what do they call it? Twice the tap samples. So this has 100,000 taps. This is a 50,000 tap unit. So it's literally twice the correction resolution. And this obviously is made to go with the M Scaler, which I do want to keep in-house because it does make a remarkable difference. What I'm going to do, though, is keep the Hugo TT. And you may say, well, why would you keep that? This thing's newer. And that's true, except the TT is perfect for my production setup. Not for listening, but for production. It marries perfectly to my balanced output signal path for when I'm doing work in an audio station or when I'm cutting videos together. So it kind of makes perfect sense not to mess with what's working and working really well, because this has balanced outputs. This does not, and I need balanced outputs for my Genelec speakers, and so these drive the Genelecs through this big knob down here that I use. So all of that is synergistic and it works really well. I don't feel the need to mess with that. I was originally thinking, well, I'll just sell the TT and keep the TT2 in its place. But this is overkill for doing audio work and video work. I'd rather keep this for listening, as a listening setup, because this will supply one of the purest signals you're ever going to get in a digital path. And I can see value in that for auditioning gear. And the other part of this that you don't know is that I'm planning an even more ridiculously expensive venture in the next month or two. So I'm working towards that, and having a clean signal to feed this next thing is going to be worthwhile, worth having. That said, we're going to come back with the Focal Radiance sound check next, and then I have a Linsol offering and another Audio 46 offering still ready to go, and then I've got this bigger project that's going to take me a little longer to finish putting together. Before it'll make sense later, but that's probably maybe a month away, maybe a month or two away. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe, even though today was a minor fail. I wish it wasn't, but it was. The experiment didn't go the way I wanted, and then the unboxing, didn't work out either. But the key is that we're trying things, right? And we're experimenting around the director's garage, and sometimes things are going to go well, and sometimes they're not going to go well. So today it didn't go well, and I didn't get the result I wanted, and I didn't get the video I wanted out of it. Boy, and I had a whole thing planned too. I was going to do this whole time travel thing where I was warping between later and earlier in the show, and it was going to be really cool. I really actually had planned it out. It's just I'm warping between nothing to show you another nothing. So that's the way it goes sometimes. Give me a thumbs up if you liked today's episode or liked today's brutal honesty, because I'm going to have stuff not work sometimes. That's just the nature of when you're trying different things and trying new things and trying to push boundaries and keep things interesting. Give me a thumbs down if you're just pissed off and expect better from the director's garage. I understand it. I understand a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and I will see you before you know it.